Principle of conservation of linear momentum. We have to state the principle of conservation of linear momentum. Principle of conservation of linear momentum. According to the principle of conservation of linear momentum, we can state that the vector sum of the linear momentum, the vector sum of the linear momenta of all the bodies, the vector sum of the linear momenta of all the bodies in a system remains conserved. The vector sum of the linear momenta of all the bodies in a system remains conserved provided no external force acts on it, and it is not affected due to their mutual action and reaction. Now we can explain. In the diagram we have a body of mass m1 which is moving with the linear velocity u1. We have another body of mass m2 which moves with the velocity u2. And here u1 is greater than u2. Before collision, m1 had the greater velocity, and we can draw the diagram during collision of the two bodies. And after the collision, what will be the speed of the two bodies? m1, the first body of mass m1 will be moving with the different velocity v1, and second body of mass m2 will be moving with the different velocity v2. And here we are considering three diagrams, that is, one is before collision, then another is during collision, in the middle, and after collision. After collision, v1 is less than v2. According to the principle of conservation of linear momentum, total initial linear momentum will be equal to total final linear momentum, that is, vector pi will be equal to vector pf, where no external force under bracket Fex acts on the system. Here vector pi is the total initial linear momentum vector of the system. Now vector pi is equal to m1 vector u1 plus m2 vector u2, which is the total initial linear momentum vector before the collision. Vector pi is equal to m vector u1 plus m2 vector u2. This is the total initial linear momentum vector before the collision. And again vector pf is equal to m1 vector v1 plus m2 vector v2. Therefore vector pf equal m1 vector v1 plus m2 vector v2, which is the total final linear momentum vector of the two bodies after the collision. So we get vector pi and vector pf. Therefore we can write m1 vector u1 plus m2 vector u2 is equal to m1 vector v1 plus m2 vector v2. m1 vector u1 plus m2 vector u2 is equal to m1 vector v1 plus m2 vector v2. Additional information: if all the bodies are moving along the same straight line, In that case, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2, m1 v1 plus m2 v2. m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal m1 v1 plus m2 v2. That is the mathematical expression of principle of conservation of linear momentum, that is po column p dot o dot c dot l dot m, that is principle of conservation of linear momentum.